First off, just tell us a little bit about your story, what happened and where it went.
Yeah, so I developed a chronic pain condition about the age of 9. So I was sort of walking around Disney World, and then all of a sudden my feet collapsed from under me. My feet were really, really sore, and then when I got back to the UK, I went back to the doctors and said, what's wrong? And after lots of years of operations, they eventually diagnosed me with a condition called complex regional pain syndrome, CRPS, which is effectively just a really difficult nerve pathway problem. So it meant that I didn't have any movement in my right foot at all. It was purple, I couldn't move it, I couldn't get it wet, couldn't wear shoes or socks, and as such I was a wheelchair user. So from about the age of 16, 17, I went to the doctors and I said, look, I'm fed up of this condition, I've had a whole load of operations, what can you do? And they said, well, we can do this, this, this and this, and potentially amputation is on the cards. And I said, what do you mean on the cards? I've had this many operations, I'm so desperate. I said, I want amputation now. And eventually, kind of after 6 years of persevering through talking with them, I had it done 2 years ago now, and started walking June 2 years ago.
Wow.
And subsequently now start running and doing all sorts of stuff that I love.
Living your life, finally.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, how do you go about making that decision and knowing that that's the right decision for you?
So it was a case of looking at obviously the pros and cons of it, looking at not only how I would feel, but how others would feel, how others would react. And with the amputee community specifically, people have two different kind of stories. You have the success stories where people are being really, really active, you see the Paralympians on the TV, and you have the really sort of difficult people who, I've had my amputation, my life is over.
Yeah.
So there's a really wide range of people, and my decision really based on, am I going to become this kind of a person that's really struggling, or am I going to become this kind of a person? And with my condition, there was no knowing. Worst case scenario, I could be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life in worse pain, and I would end up being here. So if I ended up being here, how would I feel about that? How would people treat me? And then if I ended up here, what would I do then, and how would I react based on that level of activity?
Yeah.
So I just kind of methodically went through and said, how would I feel about this? And actually practically, I tried really hard to look at the people in the middle, because the people in the middle quite often are just not putting things on social media about how they're feeling, because actually they just get on with their life. Yes, they have a sore leg every now and then, but actually it's just them cracking on and having jobs. So I really tried to research that, because I thought that's probably where I'm going to fit, hopefully.
What were the reactions of friends and family?
I actually lost quite a lot of friends from it, unfortunately. They didn't believe that I was doing it for the right reasons. Because actually even doctors don't know what the condition is, they don't know how to solve it. My mum really struggled with it, to be honest. She thought I had some kind of psychological disorder. But it was a case of, actually I just want to show you that, okay, this is a decision that I'm making as an adult, and I know the consequences. I've talked to many, many people about them, so I'm going to go through with it, and if you support me, that's absolutely amazing. If you're not going to support me, this is the change that I need to make for my life.
So, post-amputation, how's life been?
Rocky. It's been, I've had the most incredible moments of my life. I've had some really difficult bits.
How's this experience shaped you as a person, and how different are you now from before your amputation, do you think?
I think it by far has made me a better person. It's really made me appreciate where I am in the world. It's made me appreciate others in the world. And I feel like now I'm in this space where I've been through this journey, and it's been really, really difficult, but it's now my chance and my opportunity to help other people get through a journey, whatever that is.
What skills do you think you've learnt that are transferable to other people in different situations?
I'd say organisation. I know that's a very strange skill to say. People wouldn't necessarily say that, but the reason I was able to persevere and actually get what I wanted was through organisation. It was a case of, if somebody said to me, I will get back to you by, in 2 weeks' time, I put a date in my diary in 2 weeks' time, and if they hadn't contacted me, I contact them back and say, where's my appointment? And perseverance naturally with that, I think, and also communication, I think. Learning how to deal with people. Different people need different approaches, and you need different approaches depending on how you're feeling, and really being in touch with how you are. And I think those skills, it doesn't matter how you were raised, it doesn't matter where you are in life, those are skills that anybody can pick up and anybody can master. And I think by mastering that, there's no reason that people shouldn't achieve.
So for anyone that's facing a difficult decision, what advice have you got for them?
Look at everything. Look at whatever works for you, whether it's writing down, whether it's an audio clip, whether it's a mind chart, whatever. Look at every single decision that you can make. Look at every single way that any decision is going to impact that major decision. And look at not only how you are going to be thinking about that, how that's going to affect the other people in your life. And if you think that the decision is right for you, and in your gut you think it's right for you, then ultimately it probably is. And it's just a case of actually pursuing that journey and that decision for you.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks.